Now I do have one of those small pressure washers, kind that sort of has a lawnmower engine and the pump underneath. It works okay. This one is a little beefier with a bigger Honda engine, and I'm thinking this might serve me better if I can get it running. Thank you so much, and welcome to all my viewers. I'm Buck Weezer, Buck's Small Engine DIY on YouTube, where we put the do into do-it-yourself. And I'm here with this DeWalt pressure washer, and I've got a vested interest in getting this guy going because I need to pressure wash my house. I don't really remember where I got this thing. I think it came from a friend of mine who trash picked it. And I've had it over in my pile of projects in waiting, we'll call it, and the time has come to get it going. So thank you for joining me. Let's see what we can do. All right, so a quick overview and some initial observations. It's a DeWalt DP3100, 3100 PSI max and 2.8 gallons per minute max. It does not have the hose or the wand or the attachments, but I think those are usually pretty universal, and we'll find some of that laying around here. It comes with a Honda engine. It's the GX200, and it looks like it's been sitting out for a while. There's some debris built up on top of the motor. There's something in the tank. I don't know if it's fuel. I assume so. I have no idea how old it is. I also observed that you can pull the rope, and that indicates that neither the motor nor the pump is locked up, so that's very good. We have something inscribed here, engraved into the paint on the frame, Recon 627144. I don't know if that's the name of a business that may have owned this. That's my best guess, but I don't really know. Anyway, I'm hopeful. So I think what we're going to do first, we got some tire issues. They're pretty much both flat. This guy looks like he had an inner tube put in. No, I can't even tell. Anyway, if we get it going and working, I may replace these tires with wheels that don't go flat, because that's just a real pain to have these flat tires on here. But that's what I know. You know what I know. So let's hook up the garden hose and see if we have water flow through that pump. That'll be our first step. Okay, well, it turns out I do have the pressure hose, but I don't have the right fitting to connect my hose to it. So I'm going to have to get the right adapter. In the meantime, I did turn the hose on, and we can see we do have water flow through the pump. So that's pretty good. I also see a little bit of water leaking down here. So I'm not sure if that, I don't know if that's a big deal or what. So I thought maybe just for fun, before going any further, just shoot a little starting fluid into the throat of the carburetor and see if it'll lick off real quick, fire up real quick just on that. So take off this guy. Okay. Take off the air filter. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky. And we'll just shoot a little ether down into the throat of this carburetor. In the run position. Now let's just see what happens. see our pump fired up and our stream of water's coming out like a rocket just on the pressure we built in the pump on that brief run. So this is what we know. Has compression, it will fire, it will run. Probably just not getting fuel flow through this carburetor, which is of course the #1 problem with small engines that don't want to start. Let's just try it again for fun. And again, so we just get a brief shot. But it does look like our pump's going to work. Looks like our engine will run also. We just need to clean it up and do a little carburetor work. So let's get going on that. All right, we've got the machine up on the table now. I just want to spend a little time cleaning it off if I can. Just accumulated some dirt from sitting outside. All in all, it doesn't seem to be in bad shape. And I'm going to change the oil. There's a drain plug because I know it's going to run, so I definitely want to give it an oil change. Yeah, so in an ideal world, you'd think it would drain nicely right out of that hole and through the bottom of the frame, but no, it's going to make a mess. Of course, no big deal. There's an oil fill on both sides of the engine. This one has something of a dipstick as part of it. So, although it's not very clear where on the dipstick it would be measuring full. So, let's see what we can do here. I got about 12 or 13 ounces here, so let's start with that. It's kind of a tough angle because the plug's coming out from the side. Alright, I put in about 16 ounces and it's actually starting to come out the fill hole now, so I'd say we got enough in there. And we can stop right there. So while we're here, I noticed that it's got a low oil shutdown. This gizmo here, which will ground out the ignition and kill your engine, but it's disconnected for some reason. So I don't know if it works or if it was disconnected on purpose. Maybe it's not working. We'll have to experiment with that. All right, let's put in a new spark plug. I've got the Honda plug. This is the NGK. Where is it? BPR6ES. Okay, we'll now work on this carburetor. So that comes off. So this is our choke. And here's our fuel shut off. Not sure which way's off. Actually, it's this one here. Okay, this way would be on, so that way would be off. I'm going to drain whatever is in this tank anyway. So spacer. Linkages here. It's the throttle linkage. So you got this wire on the top. Needle nose pliers are helpful. That one lifts up. Okay, so now the only thing holding this guy in place is the fuel line. But I'm going to have to get my setup, because once I remove that fuel line from the back of this valve, it's going to drain the tank. So I need to get myself some kind of setup there to catch it. Hold on. I do get frustrated with Honda sometimes because they use a smaller fuel line than everybody else. So most people have 1/4 inch fuel line. They seem to have something smaller than that. I'm going to pinch it off real quick. And we can pull the carburetor off. He's done. Move him out of the way. And now we'll drain that old fuel. It's coming out orange. Alright, so I took a peek down into the tank and you can see a filter at the base of the tank, and I just think there's a lot of crud, fine dirt or whatever inside that tank. So I just made the decision I'm going to try to take this tank off and more effectively clean it out, because it's pretty nasty in there. It's clogging up that filter to the point that the stuff that's in the tank's not even coming out. Just trickling out real slowly. So that's a problem we got to fix, and that's going to require removing the tank. So let's do that next. Alright, so this tank got a bolt right down there on this side of the tank. Then down under here, got two nuts there. That should be all it takes to get it off. It's a little rusted. Hopefully it'll come off easily. One. Two. To get to this guy, it might serve to move this bracket out of the way a little bit, which would be 1, 2 bolts here. Doing it the hard way. It may be enough. Longer one. Alright, we'll see if that's what we need to get the tank off. So lifting the tank off, the hose comes through here. It comes through this cover. So I think I'm just going to pull it out. It may be a little challenging to fish the new line through there, to, you know, fish this line through again, but I think that's our best option right now. All right, and the tank is out. All right, let's see if we can dump some of this in here. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. See how dark it is. Just peek down in here. Yeah, I don't think it'll be too hard to clean out. I don't. It's not all rusted out, not much. But we just don't have good flow through the hose. That filter's kind of clogged, and there's a lot of debris in there. So I'm gonna work on that, clean it out. Use some, probably use some carb cleaner or something like that. And we got to get this flowing a little better. I think this just threads in. Taking it off with a 12mm open end wrench. It's coming. So there it is. Just threads right in there. And I'm going to try to clean that out. Hopefully we can reuse it. We should be able to clean this up. And you know, if this belonged to a construction company or something, they don't do a lot of maintenance. They just use this stuff until it dies. But I think we can get it back in shape. You know, I think I'm going to take back what I'd said before. This tank is very rusty. And the more I try to rinse it out, the more rust comes off. Like up here, there was some water in this mixed into this tank too. Like the upper part of the tank is very rusty, and it's just coming off as I rub my finger on it. See that? So there's ways that you can clean these tanks out, get rid of the rust or recoat them. And honestly, I don't feel like messing with all that. I'll poke around online and see if I can get a replacement. Well, let's turn our attention to this carburetor. Now, carburetor cleaning is not a very exciting thing to watch or film or do. But at least we can take a look inside here and just see what it's like. So, bowl's kind of tight on there. Kind of tight. Go, kind of pulling the gasket apart. Oh, that's interesting. How do you like that? Yeah, that's pretty nasty. No surprise too, it's just totally corroded, rusted. All the junk from the tank has made its way into this carburetor. So this carburetor is not in very good shape. Not at all. Gasket. So yeah, this is going to need some cleaning. And yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get this guy back in ship shape or not. Maybe. I got a couple of Honda carburetors, but I don't think it's this style with the shut-off valve built in. So we may have to take this apart, clean that out. I'm going to see if I can get the Oh boy. I want to see if I can get that main jet out. Although I'm not feeling real optimistic. I think I got it. It's that guy. And then there should be another tube. I apologize if you can't see very well. I assure you that makes two of us. There it is. The emulsion tube came out. So we're going to have to clean these thoroughly. I think I'll run this whole thing through the ultrasonic cleaner, as I like to do. Let's see if I can get this valve apart. There we go. Not much to it. That's just a bowl and a gasket right here. Alright, so yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of these. At the very least, I might just replace this bowl. I probably have one of these Honda carburetor bowls. But I'm going to put all this in the cleaner. I've got other videos you can watch where I've done that. Again, it's not very exciting, but definitely got to clean this guy out if we want to have any chance of this running.